Welcome to the Mukilteo Football Show. My name is Miles. Obi!
That's Obi in the show, and I'm Kirk.
And we are here to preview the AFC Wildcard weekend for the NFL. We got 3 games. Chargers at Jacksonville, Miami at Buffalo, and of course, Baltimore at Cincinnati.
Yep.
And then we'll be back tomorrow to talk the NFC matchups. But, Obi, give me that duck.
I said, give me that duck.
Give me that duck. All right. Our dog has chosen the squeakiest time.
Yep.
Literally had no squeaks.
Nothing.
For the 30 minutes before the podcast.
He knew it was coming.
He's a cute guy.
Cute guy, but he picked the wrong toy.
Wrong toy.
Yep.
All right, let's start. We've wasted a lot of time.
I know,
let's
right?
start with the Chargers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the Saturday night game, which is a primo spot.
Yeah, it really is.
Chargers are 10-7. Jacksonville got in dramatically against the Titans to finish 9-8, winning the AFC South,
Which we called.
which we did call.
We totally called that.
So that was after week 14.
Yes.
That we called that. So
Yeah.
it was we needed Titans to lose out and Jaguars to basically win out, and it happened.
And that's exactly how it went down. But, yeah. Sorry, continue.
One of 2 Florida home games this weekend.
Interesting.
Tampa Bay will also be
Yeah.
hosting. I want to do a little history on each team, each matchup as we go in, except for this matchup. There's no playoff history between the Chargers and the Jaguars. Not a big surprise. Jaguars haven't been around that long. Chargers usually eliminated quickly.
Yeah.
Despite all their Hall of Fame quarterbacks. But so one history nugget I did pull out, the Jacksonville Jaguars went their first 7 years as a franchise without playing the Chargers.
Wow.
They started in 95, and the first time they ever played the Chargers was 2003.
Man, that is baffling.
Yeah, because remember how the divisions were weird? There's like 6 teams in the AFC Central.
Oh yeah, and then the Browns left, and then they came back, and there was 31 teams.
Yeah.
There was a season with 2 bye weeks. It was strange, but yeah, it's weird to go 7 years without playing an AFC opponent.
It really,
that you're in the same conference.
And here they are in 2022, kicking off the AFC wild card.
Hell yeah!
Obviously, this game is in the primetime slot because of Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence, two long-haired guys, nice guys, tall guys.
They got good arms.
Who's better, Herbert or Lawrence?
You know what? This game will pretty much answer the question, but I'm still leaning Herbert. And it is their first, both of them. Herbert hasn't made the playoffs either.
Right.
So it's their first appearance. And I still give it to Herbert. I also think he has better weapons. Just a little more experienced and just maybe a little more clutch. But it's hard to say Trevor Lawrence isn't clutch the way he finished the season. And he had a couple games where he was absolutely clutch.
Yes, Trevor Lawrence is the reason they are in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
It's being undersold because in the Titans game, he didn't really,
he didn't shine.
Seal the deal.
Yeah. But against the Ravens, he came back, won that. The Cowboys, he came back and won that one. So
he makes both of these quarterbacks make throws that are beautiful, that are like, wow, that a human being could do that. And yet both offenses love to check down.
Oh, yeah.
So it's super frustrating. I'm also pre-frustrated about whoever loses will already get the can't win a big game.
Oh, yeah. It's immediately.
They played each other.
Yep. But somebody's getting the shaft and somebody's getting that big, huge, can they win the Super Bowl next year?
Yeah. I don't know that this game will be that high scoring. It's going to be advertised as Herbert and Lawrence, but neither team really puts up a ton of points.
That is true, and it's kind of underrated with both of these teams because you think of them just about their offenses, but they both have pretty good defenses that have won them their games.
Yeah, and they both have kind of O-line problems too.
Yeah,
Both Herbert and Lawrence. Not only do they share tallness and long hair, they've also lost their left tackles.
Yes.
They're good left tackles.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be that high scoring. I do think there's going to be some awesome plays, but yeah, this isn't going to be like the 35-38 thing that you're hoping for in this game.
Though that would be so cool.
It would be awesome if they just threw punches back and forth at each other.
Like a Kurt Warner, Aaron Rodgers 09 wild card. Let's just go nuts. Well, for that to happen, you need Mike Williams, and he is expected to play.
Which is
even
good.
though he was carted off, but they said it was back spasms. It's kind of a weird dynamic there.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen expected to play. Let's see. Other injuries. Joey Bosa is expected to play. Chargers got banged up, and it's the news has trended good over these last 2 days for the Chargers.
Oh, yeah. And I think that, it's playoff time.
Yeah.
They're going to find a way to get on the field.
Absolutely.
It might not be 100% Mike Williams. It might be a 75% Mike Williams. He's still going to play.
Yeah. Mike Williams doesn't need to be 100% to high point that ball.
Yeah.
He falls so awkwardly anyway. Mike Williams does not know how to fall.
No idea.
God, it's a crunch. The Jaguars, meanwhile, they don't have the flashiest weapons. I don't think they have anyone as good as Mike Williams or Keenan Allen or Austin Eckler.
No.
So the three best weapons are on the Chargers team, but they've upgraded. They overpaid for Evan Ingram. They overpaid for Christian Kirk. They overpaid for Zay Jones. You got to overpay. For people to come to Jacksonville, you got to overpay.
Yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with it. They've got what they wanted out of them, especially Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
What a season, dude. Holy crap. Nobody really thought he was going to do that going into Jacksonville from the way he was in Arizona.
Yeah.
But now he has a quarterback that can see over the line and can actually throw him the ball.
He looks good. Do you think Kirk is really a one, though?
No, I think he's the crafty slot. He's the Cooper Kupp of that team. Not that he's Cooper Kupp, but that's just kind of his role. He's a guy they go for at third downs, and it's really nice. I mean, I like their weapons because they're all about the same.
Yeah.
They're all about the same amount of hype, the same amount of protection you have to actually put on somebody. You can't really double team one. There's no real point.
Yeah. Two good backs, ETN and Eckler in this game. It's a very evenly matched game. I guess the defenses, you said they're both good. Do you see one is better than the other?
Honestly, I think Jacksonville's defense is a little better.
Yeah.
I like the other Josh Allen. Not the Buffalo Bills Josh Allen, but this Jacksonville Josh Allen.
Right.
He's pretty dang good. That defensive line, it's nice. Obviously, the Chargers on the other side have Bosa and Mack. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to, put the Jags over the Chargers, but I don't know why. I just kind of like the way Jacksonville's defense has been playing down the stretch, and I'm not really confident with the Chargers defense the way they played down the stretch.
Well, we haven't seen the Chargers defense. Like you mentioned, Bosa and Mack, they barely played together. I mean, Bosa came back. He's only played 20 snaps in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
He only played 2 games with Khalil Mack. If they could click in time for playoffs, Bob Sanders style, or Robert Mathis, Dwight Freeney style, that could be huge.
This would be the time, obviously. Maybe they just been sparing it all season, and they're sitting here at the 5 spot, which is pretty dang nice for them. They get to play the AFC South winner. They would have rather played Titans, but
they would have. Absolutely.
It's hard to go against all of the talent that the Chargers have.
Yeah,
but it's always a team that West Coast got to go to East Coast.
Yeah, and how much talent have the Chargers wasted in their franchise history?
Oh yeah,
a lot. Derwin James here, Chargers waste talent. It's what they do.
That's what they've always done.
I don't know. I think I probably do give the Chargers defense the edge. Jacksonville defense you mentioned down the stretch. Good, yes. They played Josh Dobbs, though. And they played Zach Wilson in that final game where Zach Wilson proved he can't play quarterback. And then they played the Texans in there. It's been a pretty easy match. They have not faced a Justin Herbert.
No, they haven't. So I am worried about Jacksonville. Yeah. And they are getting a ton of hype coming into this game. I'm seeing more people lean towards Jacksonville than they are the Chargers, which I'm a little shocked by.
Yeah. The line has moved. It was Chargers by 2.5, then 1.5. Now it's Chargers by 1.
Yeah.
So a basic pick 'em.
I think it's basically a coin flip. Yeah. It's a pick 'em. And man, talk about 2 franchises that don't know how to win a playoff game. I mean, holy crap. Somebody's going to give somebody something.
Yeah. But who's winning?
I think the Chargers take it. I mean, I'm still on them. I loved them in the preseason. I still liked them in the season. I thought they were criminally underrated for the injuries they've had to withhold or withstand. And they're just kind of when the Chargers are not expected to win, I think that they pull it out.
Yeah.
Like, if this game was said, you said this was the matchup before the season started, you're picking Chargers 100%. Absolutely. And I still think it's playoff time. You reset, you go, it's one game or nothing, and then I think the Chargers can take it.
Yeah. I picked the Chargers as well. You took exactly what I was going to say, basically. There's two types of Chargers teams. The failing fall on your face because of the hype and the expectations.
Yeah.
And then there's the random Chargers team that goes pretty far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think we may have that one on our hands.
I think that's the team we got. And, obviously I think Jacksonville can win it too, but I got to pick. I got to go with the Chargers. Got to go with your gut.
And I think Bosa and Mac, we may be talking about them after this game.
Oh, yeah.
Because they really haven't played together that much.
Yeah.
And when you get two, it's a huge deal on a game. Two good pass rushers is a massive, massive deal.
It is, especially in playoff time.
All right, next game, Miami, 9-8.
Sneaks in,
falls after a 5-game losing streak, finally beats the Jets 11-6 in Week 18 to get that 7th wild card spot. Their reward is another trip up to Buffalo, who's 13-3, and the line is, I think, 9.5, and it was 10.5. Like, Buffalo is heavily favored here,
as they should be.
It'll be, of course, in Buffalo. Now, the history for this: Buffalo and Miami have met 4 times in playoff history. All 4 times in the 90s, 1990, 1992 AFC Championship, 95, and 99. When it was Jim Kelly versus Dan Marino, Kelly was 3-0. So Jim Kelly beat Dan Marino every time in the playoffs.
Ugh.
The one time Marino got his revenge against the Bills in 99, that was Doug Flutie.
Oh.
And then Marino went on to lose to the Broncos 38-3 in 90. I think it was in 98, actually.
98, okay.
So we haven't seen this divisional matchup in a while. Visions of Marino and Kelly.
Yeah.
Allen and Skylar Thompson.
God, I hope it's not Skylar Thompson. I really hope it's Tua, so we can have a game.
Maybe. I mean, this is going to sound bad, but if we get the Tua who played against the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the one who played against the Chargers, or the one who played against the 49ers, or the one who played against the Packers, you see my point here?
Yes,
Tua sucks.
But I'm going to counter you with saying I want to see the Tua that played the Bills twice.
Okay, yeah, and they did play him well. That Week 15 game was great.
15 was good, and they beat him in Week 3.
Yeah, that was like a swamp game too.
Yeah, it's a long time ago,
And the Bills are running on emotions. What were you doing when the DeMar Hamlin thing happened? We have not talked about since then.
No, I did miss it. I was at basketball practice, so coach basketball, everybody, high school kids, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yep.
But so I pretty much got out of practice. I was gonna go, just catch the game. I probably was, about to go to the bar at, maybe halftime. That was probably where it would have lined up. And I turned on the radio before I went, and there was no game on. There's just the announcers talking about, about Hamlin. And I was just like, what the hell's going on? Like, I expected to hear plays or like a halftime report or something. And then it was just like this cold, eerie silence. And I was like, I don't really want to go watch this.
Yeah.
So, I just got home and checked it out and, watched as much as I could. But I missed the play. And then, obviously I had to find it to see what the heck actually happened.
Yeah. Wow. So you were like tuning in, expecting on your way to the bar, waiting for a great Monday Night Football game.
It was such a downer. And I was like, holy crap. And then, obviously it just terrible situation. I cannot believe that happened on live television.
It was harsh. I was watching it and I was just horrified. To be honest, it's like the least excited for the next week of football I've ever been.
Yeah.
Because that happened. It just makes you question everything. But he's doing okay. I mean,
which is fantastic.
And the Nyheim Hines kickoff return, I legitimately think saved the Buffalo Bills season. Because for the same reasons that we're kind of feeling sick about it, the Bills are all exponentially. Man, these are 20-year-old kids who watched their friend die, as far as they know.
Oh yeah,
it's harsh to have that emotion, that moment where he returned that opening kickoff, people crying, Romo's voice cracks in there. He is absolutely holding back tears. The announcer's supposed to be unbiased, Romo.
Not in that situation.
Not in that situation.
Everybody was on that side,
I think that just let everyone breathe.
Yeah.
It was like, think about if Josh Allen goes out there, the Bills go 3 and out, and they're punting, just can't get their heads around it. Having it be that touchdown and all that excitement. Naeem Hines.
Oh, yeah.
What started the year on the Colts saves Buffalo's season.
He really did, and it just jolted them back to being, we're in football. We're playing a football game. We're a good team. It just completely reset them back to kind of where they were. And it was good that they got to know that Hamlin was okay before the game actually played.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a problem because he wasn't better. And as the days went on, I was like, what if he dies?
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, I don't know if they're going to be able to play the season.
Yeah.
But, and obviously it's great he lived. It's terrible it happened. But, just that moment in itself and the way the Bills played throughout that game, it was like, okay, they needed that, and it happened at the perfect time.
Yeah. And now they've changed that into good motivation. I think they're going to stomp the Dolphins.
I really do. Yeah.
That's why it's the Sunday morning game.
It's the Sunday morning, and I think Tua's like, I don't know if I really want to come back.
I mean, how could Tua come back? He's had 3 concussions, although they say 2 official concussions.
Yeah.
Every article has to say that. It's like, there's not people think there's a test, you are still concussed, it comes out positive or negative. Everything with concussions is symptom based.
Yeah.
And just because your symptoms go away doesn't mean that your brain is fully healed. He's had 3 visible concussions.
Yeah.
And we cannot assume.
That's this year. We're talking 3-4 months.
And he does not know how to fall. We talk about Mike Williams not knowing how to fall.
Yeah.
Tua gets hurt every year. Alabama, rookie year, last year, and this year. He gets hurt because he's whipping back. He's not going limp. He's just he's a smaller guy, and it sucks, but some guys just aren't built for it.
Yeah, some people just know how to take contact better than other players. Yeah. And it's just being a football player, really. Emmitt
Smith was the greatest.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch as well.
Fantastic.
It's about balance, too.
Yeah.
It's about balance.
You watch the way McCaffrey goes down every time. It's he's never really taken a big thump. He's always kind of fallen with the defender. When the guy's got him, he's got him. He knows when he can run the guy over. It's
just that awareness that's unteachable.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. But Tua don't have it. And it kind of sucks because they got great players. They got a good team.
Yeah.
They obviously won nine games.
Yeah.
The way they've been falling, and since they don't have a quarterback, it's going to be really hard for them to pull off enough big plays to take down a team that's basically on Destiny's road right now.
Yeah. Now they do have a guy the Bills are not fond of, and his name is Tyreek Hill. Though Tyreek Hill kind of got banged up in Week 18, he's been kind of limping around too. That's the problem with these Dolphins. Waddle's been banged up. Hill's getting banged up now. Tua's banged. These guys are too small.
Yeah,
we'll see you in September again for your wonderful fantasy points, but I just don't think these guys are gonna. They need something big.
There's something about the playoffs. A team of speed that's just speed does not make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You hardly ever seen a team that's just fully speed. They just high flying offense. They're just clearly gonna putting up points and saving their defense.
Yeah.
It doesn't work in playoff time.
If you're going to do it, you got to get the 1 seed and keep it in your dome.
Yeah.
Saints style or Colts style or Greatest Show on Turf style.
Yeah.
Dolphins got to go to Buffalo here. I had some stuff about Josh Allen and turnovers and stuff. I think we can talk about it next week because I don't think Josh Allen's going to need to win them this game. This may be a Singletary game. James Cook, Naeem Hines.
Yeah. Maybe he takes another one to the house.
Maybe. That'd be so crazy.
But the Buffalo crowd's going to be going crazy. This is going to be awesome.
So 9.5. I guess the question for you here is, do the Bills cover that 9.5? Think they beat the Dolphins by more than 9?
By 9.5?
Or 10 or more?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see a blowout. I can see, I'm not talking Georgia over TCU blowout, but I can see a blowout, I can see this thing being 42 to, friggin' 20 or something like that.
I can see Josh Allen in a hat by the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
If it doesn't seem like Tua is really going to play, if Bridgewater plays, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's no different than Skylar Thompson to me. We always,
if it's Bridgewater, maybe a little bit more, but he's not going to really pull it off.
I hate Bridgewater.
I think the only thing I would keep, the only reason I would like Bridgewater in this game over, Thompson or whatever, is that he can throw just a random deep ball to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I don't think Thompson knows the progressions and what to see from the defense. He doesn't have that pre-snap read to pull that off. I think Bridgewater would be like, okay, if this is the play, Tyreek go deep, we're hucking it, we're getting one touchdown so we can stay in the game.
I wish that were the case, but Bridgewater would much prefer the check down to Raheem Mostert every time, no matter what, no matter the situation. It's 3rd and 10, check down. That's Teddy Bridgewater.
He's just waiting for that one big one. He's setting it up. Check down. We're going 21 check downs. Tyreek Hill deep.
Tyreek Hill deep. Bridgewater has been establishing the check down for his whole career. The long con
He's
on the wild card Buffalo
setting
Bills.
up the big play.
All right. So I'm taking the Bills to cover as well.
All right,
This is just a blowout.
We're in
not
agreement
Georgia,
there.
not Georgia TCU.
No.
but just
Nobody wants to watch that again.
oh man. Okay, last game. Baltimore Ravens 10-7 go into Cincinnati, who are 12-4. These teams have not met in the playoffs before, which is surprising to me.
Yeah.
Because the Bengals, the Carson Palmer Bengals, the Andy Dalton Bengals, they made the playoffs so often and always lost.
And so was Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
In Baltimore.
And the Ravens, they were always in the wild card round because they would be unexpectedly deep playoff runs. But yeah, they have never met in the playoffs. But these teams hate each other.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is a beef right now.
Nobody hates each other like the AFC North hates each other.
I love
all those teams, Steelers and Browns included. They're going to hate watching this game even.
Exactly.
That's how bad they hate each other. They're rooting for a double, triple overtime, just slugfest.
And I love that it's the Sunday night game. A fun little stat that I pulled out, the 2020 Ravens ran for the 4th most yards all time in a game against the Bengals.
Whoa.
They have 404 rushing yards against the Bengals. I think that was week 17, 2020.
Man.
The Bengals threw for the 4th most all-time passing yards, 535, against the Ravens in 2021, of course, near the end there.
Sweet revenge.
So 2 historical games have happened, the 4th all-time, all of NFL. That is massive, and these teams have done that to each other. Ravens running, Bengals throwing in the last 2 years.
Man.
And they pissed.
And they mad at each other. Somebody's got to take the edge here.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess it all depends. We've been burying the lead here, but there's one thing that matters in this game.
Absolutely. Is Lamar Jackson going to play? They've been saying it for, he's going to come back, and then they pushed it back. He's going to come back, and then they pushed it back. And it's like, man, he didn't get a warm-up game.
They said it was 1 to 3 weeks when it happened. It's been 5 weeks. I don't get what's going on.
I don't either. And I'm kind of like, maybe they're just playing games.
I was kind of hoping you knew.
Maybe Baltimore is playing games, because they're like, okay, we're in the playoffs. Who cares? And now, of course, they're like, if we lose, we play Cincinnati again in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. So why roll Lamar Jackson out there and show your cards?
And there is, I could see an argument that says Lamar at full health is unstoppable. Lamar at partial health is nothing. I could see them seeing that, especially the Greg Roman offense, which doesn't take advantage of anything, needs full Lamar.
Oh, yeah. They're totally built around the running game.
Yeah. The other nervous thing I have about this is that this is contract stuff, though. Like Lamar Jackson, who has been really bringing it up a lot. He's his own agent. He's been taking it very personally.
Yeah.
And I think that he's just like, if I'm hurt, I mean, you could have had me play, but I'm not going to do it because you haven't signed me long term.
Man.
But would he give up a playoff game for that?
I can't believe as a player who wants to win I assume every person that plays in the NFL wants to win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Here you're in the playoffs, you have a chance to win the Super Bowl. You have to play. You put money aside, you put your teammates and your coach, and you have faith in them, and you just believe in your locker room. You have to go try to win. And that'll get you more money than sitting out a playoff game. I mean, he's got to see that the risk reward here is just tremendous. Yeah. Also, hire an agent, please. You're a football player. Just hire somebody that kind of knows what they're doing.
Exactly. Just to take it off your mind.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it. You got enough to think about.
I don't think he's going to play. Because John Harbaugh has gotten more and more cryptic. You mentioned it. He's just been he's been slowly backwalking. He at first was saying, yes, he'll be back before the playoffs.
Yep.
And when he was asked this week, he just said he's in good spirits.
Oh, God.
What's the answer? It's like, what is this, a hostage situation?
Yeah. And he's in good spirits.
He's in good spirits, Lamar.
Oh, man.
You know, NFL, Ian Rappaport said Lamar Jackson has told people he thinks he'll be back, but some who have, others who have watched him are not so sure. So, I mean, that...
It sounds like if he's coming back, he's going to push through an injury. I'm hopeful that he will play.
Me too, because if he does, this game is
this is a better game.
Yeah, and I could see it going either way, too.
I can't,
The Bengals are getting a lot of hype, but I like the Ravens this year. They're 3-3 without Lamar.
But, I mean, let's say Lamar makes it back, but he's not 100%. We're just assuming he's not 100%. Mm-hmm. How effective is he? I mean, you were saying earlier, Lamar being 100% Lamar, one of the best players in football. Yeah. Lamar, not that good. He's forced to pass. Yeah. Not that good.
He could be if they had an offensive coordinator and knew what he was doing. But Greg Roman is an idiot who runs, a fullback on a go route and no other route on the play because he's got 1,000 people blocking for the run game.
Max protect, fullback fly.
Exactly. Greg Roman is absolutely bailed out by Lamar Jackson every day. And he knows it, damn it. And the Bengals defense is good too. So we should say that the Bengals defense has, even healthy Lamar, has shut them down.
Oh yeah, I think the Bengals beat him either way.
Okay.
I think if Lamar plays, I think they still beat him. Because the Bengals that's the thing. They got a good defense. Burrow's going to put up at least 20-something points. I think the Bengals defense can shut the Ravens down for less than 20.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been playing great. I don't even remember, but the last time they lost, they're on a huge winning streak.
They are. And once they started passing the ball instead of trying to be, the 1990 New York Giants.
Oh, yeah.
They have really ascended. And that defense, what I like about the Bengals defense, well, first of all, they got them the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow had 5 touchdowns in 4 games. So in the playoffs last year.
It was a lot of field goals last year.
Defense. And there's just so many good players on that team. Gosh, I don't know. I'm going to go Bengals win without Lamar, Ravens win with Lamar.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think everybody's just getting into this rhythm. Like, the Ravens were 8-4 last year. Lamar Jackson got hurt right around the exact same time.
Yeah.
And then they just collapsed and missed the playoffs. This year, 8-4 as well. Lamar Jackson got hurt. They didn't collapse. They're 3-3. And the thing is, they should have been way more than 8-4. They blew all those leads early in the year.
Oh, yeah.
The Ravens did. They had the Dolphins game, the Bills game. But to me, that isn't an indictment of the Ravens. That means in your losses, you were blowing the team out at one point.
Yeah.
In the bad games.
The ones you lost, you were still winning them.
This team, Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, that defense is there. I think the Ravens are a heavier weight than we're thinking because we're kind of applying last year to it. If Lamar's there, Ravens win this game. I'm calling it now.
Wow. Yeah, we're in disagreement there.
We are in disagreement, but that's okay.
I don't think Joey Burrow's going down.
I love Burrow.
Man. I know his playoffs weren't that great last year, but the dude's he's a dog, man.
Well, let me counter with this. Has a Week 18 team ever smoked cigars and then beat that same team the next week? You shouldn't have done the cigars, Joe.
They've given them all the fuel they need to get the upset. I think this game will be close. I'll give you that. This isn't going to be a blowout. This is going to be a close game, especially if Lamar plays.
All right, well, there's the music. We've covered the AFC. We will be back for the 3 NFC wildcard weeks. My name is Miles.
My name's Kirk.
And that's Obi-Wan. Hey.